Did you get your food today?
Of course.
We didn't yesterday. Today, we are going to cover off a whole bunch of stuff. We have met our objective to get that cross pour done. The guys will show you what they're doing with the front deck. We've got some happy dance happening, and I'm going to give you a complete rundown of our design and the program that I used to do the design with. If you're joining us for the first time, let's give you a quick update here. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we have ripped the black pipe out of here and we are going to tie it together with PPR. Fortunately, we had found some sweeps, not regular 90s, and we were able to pull the PPR through there. Use the black pipe as a guide and it worked just fine. This is the deck area. We've got one electrical connection that'll face out on the deck over there, and in the far end off the edge of the bedroom there will be another outlet going to the front deck. This area over here is the TV room and main CR for the house, and the master bedroom has its own ensuite. And then in the front there's the living room, kitchen combination, and the kitchen comes down to where these orange pipes are over here. Sorry if I just stuck my hand in there and caused it to blur. Okay, our septic tank is over here. We built this garage last year. It's built out of AAC block, except for the frame going around the garage door. We did that all out of concrete because we needed to put a pillar over top, or sorry, a beam over top, and I just felt like, the extra strength, let's just do it for a garage door, because there's going to be a metal door hanging off there anyway. Lynn's got her garden going here. She's got moringa down here. We planted that about 3 weeks ago. Just stabbed the raw sticks right in the ground and the moringa popped up. Earlier we had planted a plantain and a short banana. It's about that size. It's only about maybe 4 or 5 inches long. Planted those up at the front where the front gate is going to be. Yesterday Lynn was talking to the fellow about dwarf coconut, and we received 5 coconut trees, and we're going to have to look at where we're going to plant these things so the guys don't destroy them while they're building and pouring the concrete for the driveway, because we're going to be reviewing the design. 3 walls of a garage took 3 days to install. Okay, oh, I better zoom back out here. So 2 men on each wall, okay? And so that took, I'll give it 3 days. It was short of 3 days to be completely down to paint, okay? So putty and paint. Now we did not do the superfine skim coat on these, on the garage. We were running out of time and I was getting worried that we wouldn't have that sealed before we left. We added this temporary CR. Not sure how we're going to finish that in the long run. It might look more like a Biocobo or a Mackin finish with grass on there, all that sort of thing. I don't know yet how we're going to deal with that. But that CR, which has almost the same length as this side, that took 5 days. So from a budget standpoint, if you're going to go to a completely finished house, I don't mean like some of the houses around here that they stop at the hollow block or do a single skim coat like we've done around the perimeter of our house, then that's the cheaper way to go. But if you're going to do a 100% complete finished house, the AAC calculated to be 20% cheaper, which matches exactly, very close to what the Philippine engineer vloggers have been saying, that AAC is cheaper when you go to 100% finish. Now, the one thing that we're going to do, and I will cite the video at the end here, is we will be channeling all of our AAC blocks so that there will be no chip, 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 to put the water and electrical lines in after. That is BS. I've seen vlogs of guys who have gone right down to paint, and then the guys come in and start chipping away. And of course they destroy all the paint. And even if it's putty, they destroyed the putty. You have to go in, you have to spend time washing and doing all that stuff. And that's just a make work project or adding on to your project, which to me is absolute, whoops, it's absolute. That's the reality to me. So let's get into the design. The program that I used on iPad was ArchiTouch 3D. The 3D is a little bit weak, but it will do beams and pillars and multi-layer house, etc. So inside the house, here's our bedroom with the ensuite. And then outside, I haven't married the height of the walls to the pillars and the beams for ease of looking at the program. Inside the kitchen, living room area, I put a pink wall in to represent the TV room. The green is the CR, and there is no door there. And the yellow wall represents the deck where we're coming into the house through the steel door, and the air conditioning unit will be above the door. The design program has got fairly good features, fairly good representation of things like kitchen hood, etc. So let's get into the design itself. Here's the complete design. I've oriented it the same that you see the camera often showing, which is the front deck, the outside covered deck, which is quite long. That faces the Daggett, also known as the sea. We also have another covered area called room, 20.7 meters, and that is also covered by a roof. The main door access, because the garage is completely behind that covered deck, is that side door beside the CR. So let's get a look at each of the rooms here. So now we're looking at the TV room and the general CR, okay, general use CR with the kitchen. Now the kitchen is going to back into that 20 square meter area so that we have a little bit bigger room. And that leaves us with a living room that is roughly 20 square meters. We're going to put in a galley style kitchen, though we aren't committed to the kitchen yet until we see the space. I want to focus on getting that dirty kitchen in. So there's not much to really show on the living room itself, except that it'll have a massive window out front and two side windows, one in the kitchen and one on the north. Both of those are on a north wall, and so that should give us good convection and good airflow through the living room. The bedroom. Okay, so now we've got the bedroom. We've got a desk in there, which is near the entry door, and reminder that we are using barn style doors. We don't want to lose space because of swing. So there's the desk, and then a large closet with the bed and the two end tables. Now the bed may slide down, and we may put a chair in up against those windows so that we have, you know, another area that we can be away if we've got people visiting and we're getting a little overwhelmed or whatever, right? The ensuite's going to be a little bit larger, but for Lynn and I like 2 bathrooms, and that's just how it is. So the main reason for this program that I like, guys, is the detail to distancing. Now, I can't show it to you here live because I'm not set up to plug it into the computer, but you can do all the measurements, you can get down, you can zoom right down, and it will show as much as 4 centimeters. So, you know, that will give you enough for the, say, the trim around a door to make sure that you have enough space for that, etc. So it's a pretty good program from that respect. You can switch between imperial and metric, and that's all the free version. Now, in the paid version, you can also go in and fudge that. You can go in, delete one of the drawings that's already in there, and continue to use it. Now, you have to use it non-stop, so you got to keep cranking away. So use the free version to get your basic detail done, so you can print that, whip it all in, and then from the other feature, you can do your electrical, and you can put a roof on, all of that type of thing. Okay, guys, that's our design. The pour is underway. Mixing, mixing, mixing. To keep ahead of it, guys, they're already starting to pour more sand down here, and then the gravel goes in after the concrete gets mixed in with the sand. Very soupy, as you can tell. Quite soupy. So the north-south can be poured, and they're currently pouring the east side beam. On the west side beam, the guys are still putting in the phenolic, but they will be caught up before the north-south is poured. Down in here, I have no idea how many bags of cement have just made a sidewalk. But better to keep pouring in the same location and mixing in the same location. Okay, you get the general idea. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Pouring, pouring, pouring. Sitting, sitting, sitting. Say goodbye, James.
Bye.
Trust me, guys, they need to stop a lot for water, but that's just part of the game. Okay, so second batch is underway. They mix all the sand and the cement, and then they come and they drop all the stone in there. Once the sand and the concrete are mixed. Again, they call it river sand here. I call it gravel. And then I call it stone. They call it gravel. Anyway, they'll add the stones shortly. Here they come. You get the idea. Now it's mixing time. And the pour continues. Okay, Michael is hard at it still. He's reducing the... Good. Get those tied together, and we are just about ready to go. Now, the reason that we did that, guys, is we will be pulling through a Ethernet cable as well. I know, old school, but we will be able to have the main modem and then a repeater in the garage for guests. Hey, you're just standing around. Get to work. We're just past about 10:30 right now, and the front deck is getting its hollow block. Yay. And you notice we are filling our hollows of the hollow block 100%. To note too that this deck out the front here, this is going to be down about that much from the rest of the house. And here's our little worker. He's trying to escape. We pay him 10 pesos a day, and it doesn't work. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. He's scared of me. Even though I give him biscuits and he giggles at me, but he wants distance. Let's see if we can make him run again. Oh, we got 3 workers today. 3 new workers. Okay, you're fired, and you're fired. 10 pesos a day each. Okay, I've got 3 guys. I got 1 running away. That's his happy dance. So he's fired. James is going to do a dance. Emok is going to go do one. Okay, Michael, show me, show me. There we go. We got Michael. And now Emok's turn. There we go. We got Emok. And Joseph, you can't get away from me. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. You're fired. Okay, Apollo. Show your stuff. There we go. There we go. And up there we got Victor. Come on now. There we go. He's got a body, guys. Woo! And Joseph, he's still. Okay, you do little boop boop we do. There we go. There we go. He's gonna shake it, shake it. Oh, he plays hard to get, guys. And Rosindo. Let's see the guapo face. He's cool. He don't need to dance. No sexy, sexy? Sometimes our place becomes the entertainment center. And this guy's got to, he's got to hide his
rubber bands.
His rubber bands. He's got to keep his haul from everybody.
Yeah.
No disclosing his wealth.
I asked him if his mom is okay with him playing rubber band, and he said, yeah, he is okay. She's okay. I said, because our mom before, if my, siblings will play rubber band, my mom would say, if you won't stop playing rubber bands, I'm gonna turn that, cook that one into noodles, and then I'll feed it to you. That's what our mothers always say. Like my aunts, they always hate kids like playing rubber bands.
That's because you just wanted all the dishes done.
Lami ang sabaw sa rubber band. Jolene, the marbles.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
also playing marbles. Huh? Okay.
So let's have a quick update. The cross beams are done. Now we had a little bit of a discussion. How come those essentially 4 pieces took that long to do? Considering the outside took even longer. So what was going on? Well, it comes down to these braces, these underpinnings, and waiting at least. These guys want 2 weeks. So there was a little bit more waiting because frankly we're getting tired of buying cocoa lumber, because so much of it ends up getting cut and cut and cut and cut and cut, and how much of this is going to be useful at the end. Lynn has grandiose ideas of selling it, but mind you, if we got 10 centavos on the peso, I think she'd take it. Okay, so they're even starting the skim coat here, guys. This is our front deck, 2 meters by the width of the house, roughly 880 centimeters. This water bib here, Michael is running into a bit of trouble inside the house. So this PPR now is going to turn with that orange pipe and go out that other side, because until you see it, you don't really know. And we decided that the bib should be on the south side, where you're not going to use it very much, right? And I don't need to be heating water on the inside of a white pipe. And yes, it's white, but deteriorating the pipe. So on either side of this pillar, we're going to put sort of a 1-person step on one side and a 1-person step on the other, and then a handrail off that main pillar. That is going to be our stairs coming down. Until everything is 100% done, I'm not sure what I want out the front here for safety. I'm thinking just a big, long seat, which will not meet Canadian building safety code. I don't care. Be responsible for yourself. I only care about kids, and they're shorter than that. Okay, and the last thing is, and I won't walk you all the way over there, is you can see in the TV room, kitchen area, where the electrical panel would be, they're now starting to put down the anapogue for level and get ready for putting this kind of stone through the whole area, put the rebar on top of it, and then pour, baby, pour. Oh, update. We have a new radiator coming for the car. And we found out that the radiator that is in the car is a replacement already, bought from the same company. So clearly they don't hold up because it's a 2008 and this will be the third radiator in there. That's insane. Later, Gators.